brought my Starlink, but it doesn't look like it would really work here, so I'm hoping I have signal because it is very treed here. Not a lot of open area. We're getting warmer. There's spot 15 and we are 17. Nice and flat looking too. The dogs and I are at Rasar State Park. We are in spot 17. We're going to be here for 2 nights. I'll be working from here, and it's supposed to pour all day tomorrow. So we're going to go try to get in a walk before dark today. Seems kind of gloomy. Last night was when our daylight savings time reset, so we've lost about an hour of light after work. But we are going to walk down to the river, the Skagit River. So we're parked right about here for our campsite, and we're going to walk right down to the river, and then we should be able to do the river loop. I'm not sure how long it is, but it looks like it's about maybe a mile and a half round trip, so hopefully we can do it before it gets too dark. This beautiful park is 180 acres, which includes 4,000 feet of shoreline along the Skagit River and 3.5 miles of trails. Look at all this moss. Beautiful. Well, the map showed us going straight, but there was not a straight. There was a left or a right, and we chose left. So we are in the Deus area now. I think this is where we wanted to come out, so we'll go back this way and see if that leads to our campsite. But here we are, heading down into an open field towards the Skagit River. What a beautiful big meadow this is. This is great. I bet there's deer and elk in here sometimes. Well, this is awesome. It's a calm, deep part of the Skagit. How beautiful. And looks like the trail goes in both directions. So I think we'll go left first and then right. Shh. There's people fishing here. Here the trail veers to the left, or it goes along the river, and I think I'm going to keep going along the river while I can. The highest hilltops had a dusting of fresh snow on them. Just trying to avoid the puddles. Home free. So we're going to head around the field this way to the left, but first I'm going to pop back down to the river real quick before we leave it. Well, I haven't seen any salmon, but I can sure smell them. Now we're down on more of a rocky beach here. There's a waterfall right across there. Okay, I think we are right here now. So I can go to the right and get a longer hike in this way, or I can cross straight through. It is not quite 4, so we're gonna go ahead to the right and make it a longer hike. Looks like they're making an effort here to eradicate the invasive Scotch broom plant. There's little piles of dying Scotch broom everywhere. It is pretty when it blooms, but man, it just covers everything, takes over like crazy. And I don't think anything eats it either. The more exercise, the better. Since we'll be stuck inside or soaking wet when we step outside tomorrow. Here, we've come out on the field at the far end from where we started. And we'll just walk around the field and then head back and start maybe some dinner. This is private property next to us. We've cut away from the field back into the forest. Quite a difference in light, whether you're under the trees or not. Behind us is the Skagit River loop, and we're going back towards the day use parking, and we're going to catch a trail on the other side of it back to our campsite. A nice little set of trails. You can kind of pick your own adventure depending on what you want to see and how far you want to go. Really dark now inside the trees. The camera makes it look a lot lighter. So you can see the trail here. This one is actually called like the number 17 trail. So I was a little worried. I wanted it to be near my campsite, but I was worried if it would be too close with people walking by. But as you can see, it isn't very close. So I still have my privacy plus the convenience of the trail. So this is a pretty cool campsite, actually. I just reheated some homemade stew, beef stew for dinner. The dogs have had their dinner, and I've got the heater just starting up. It's 63 degrees in here, so you don't really need it, but I thought we'd just warm it up a tad. Our wonderful little walk earlier was 1.85 miles round trip and only about 50 feet of elevation gain. I wasn't expecting a lot of hardcore hiking here, but the loops are beautiful and very fun, and I'm just glad to be here. The next morning, I worked in my cozy van while the rain came down. Well, I had this site for one more night, but we have a high wind warning, and I am surrounded by trees, and now I'm getting branches on my roof. I can hear things hitting my vehicle, so I will not be staying the second night. I am going to wrap up here and head home, but I really enjoyed the time I did spend here despite the rain and the cold at Rasar State Park. It was a beautiful park, and I hope to come back again and try out some more of their trails. All right, so I was hearing branches come down, and I looked at the radar, and it looked like things were going to get worse starting real soon. And look at that. Luckily, there is it's a smallish branch, and there's a space I can get around it. But I am getting out of these trees just in the nick of time. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what plans you've made, be safe.